What's up, everybody? My name is Bo Tillman. I'm here with Nick Fowble.
Assaulted.
We're here to check out the 405 Grudge Match between Coda Hatfield and Gavin Ossenkop, brought to you by D-Mart, Blue Point, and Aces High Disc Golf. So basically this started as these two guys with a little friendly banter between each other. They decided they're going to play for $100, and Aces High decided they were going to go film some action.
How did this beef and grudge match get started?
Man, honestly, there's no beef. We're both really good players. We both have our own fans, and I feel like other people start beefs, and other people, they talk crap, and they just do their own thing, and I just want us both to come out here and just show all these people how good we are, and just
play some good disc golf
and promote each other and promote Oklahoma disc golf.
It all started with Nick Fowble's comments on Facebook. I didn't really say anything. He kind of said shit for me, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I don't know. It was just all a joke, and then it blew up into what it is now.
It sounds like there's going to be some razzing during this round.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess some people want to razz, which is cool. I mean, it just makes it more fun for us, too.
Yeah.
So.
It is. I mean, that's what people do. I mean, that's what any sporting event does. And,
do you think you're gonna do any trash talk during the round, anything like that?
I think actions speak louder than words. And
nice.
I got some actions.
I like that. Yeah. Do you think your game plan is going to change since this is like a 2-day 1v1 matchup? Do you think you'll be getting more aggressive?
Honestly, I'm just going to play these courses the way I just normally would. These are courses that we're both used to, so yeah, I'm just going to attack it like I normally do, and then if I'm not playing so good, I can adjust accordingly and to try to put it in cruise control.
Yes, I will probably be more aggressive as I can while playing smart at the same time. So
nice. All right. And anything you want to say to Coda, let him know before the round gets going?
Just good luck.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right, cool.
Oh man, I wish you the best of luck. I look forward to seeing where you go in disc golf. You're very young. You're only 21, so just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing awesome, and I'll just promote Oklahoma disc golf. And
awesome.
Thank you guys for filming us. I also want to thank Blue Point Auto Repair. I want to thank D-Mart, which is my sponsor. I want to thank Discraft. They make amazing discs, as you can see, and if you're not throwing them, then maybe you should better your game and try it. So
good stuff. Thanks, Coda.
Thank you guys.
Good luck.
Yeah.
So that's the first time I've seen that.
This is going to be awesome. This is like undoubtedly one of the best golfers in Oklahoma versus one of the new up-and-comers. We're out here at probably Gavin's home course, Griffin Park. We're playing the gold layout. We're going to get it started on hole 1, 339 feet. OB on the right with the fence right here. It plays down a little slope. There's really just one gap at the beginning of the hole and basically one tree in the middle right down there by the last guy down there. You either have to beat it to the right or to the left.
Yeah, and Coda won the flip here, and he chose to go first. He's throwing his Zeus, it looks like.
He's going to try to put a little pressure on Gavin coming out of the gate.
Little right. Oof.
Oh, wow. What a kick. Look at that.
The nerves are kicking for these guys.
That'll definitely help calm some nerves down whenever the nerves get to you on the shot, but you still end up with that kind of result.
Gavin probably throwing a destroyer here, just a nice easy skip. It's super casual righty hole.
Those are some pretty good shots. It's a tough hole to put that close, fresh out of the car or whatever. First hole of the round, you got a little nerves. The wind usually plays quite a bit. So we'll see how they feel on their putts. Coda probably 24 feet.
Luna.
Doesn't look to be blowing too bad.
And cans it.
What's he putting with?
That's a Luna.
It's a Luna?
That's one thing I know about Discraft is the Luna.
That's about what I know as well. But something tells me we're gonna learn some stuff today.
Gavin not throwing a Luna. That is a P2. Hot pink to match the shirt. Looking great, guy.
Both of them good for the birdie on hole 1.
He's got a working
I would say that's maybe 1 out of 10 tries are you gonna see a see more than a couple birdies on that hole in the group.
So after hole 1, they are tied up. 1 down, 1 down.
Hole 2, one of the more technical holes on the course. See, you got a lot of, you have 4 rocks that you want to miss pretty much on the entire 460-foot fairway. It does drop off a little bit behind the basket, but if you're throwing that far, then you probably deserve to be out of bounds anyway.
It's a chunk. I don't think you can get there, Bill.
Wind usually plays behind you in the summer, into your face in the winter. They're throwing from the south to the north, which if you live anywhere around this region here in Oklahoma, you know that you pay close attention to stuff like that. So you can tell that wind's not blowing too bad today. That flies
that
pretty
guy.
true. That is 463 feet on a dime.
What we call parked in the industry.
You know what that was?
I'm going to say it was a Zeus. Am I right?
You are correct. First run Zeus.
I'm going to say this is a flippy destroyer because that is flipping.
Wow.
Did not get a big skip.
That might have been a
Whoever
Wahoo.
that was
I'm
in the
not really
audience.
sure. I'm not sure if that was a destroyer or a Wahoo, but Gavin's
a
been known to
polecat.
bag a Wahoo or two. Wahoos? Wahi?
I don't know. I don't. Well, that looked a
Yeah.
little floppy.
Yeah, you can tell Gavin's either nervous or trying to be a little extra cautious because I don't know that I've ever seen him miss a putt short.
That's true.
And you see with his 8-foot comebacker right there, he's still out on Hatfield's drive. So that's about a perfect start for Hatfield. I mean, it's
Hatfield just casually walking up with a Burger King cup.
Yep, not very often that
I mean,
you
it's
have a
super
6-footer
casual.
on hole 2.
Oh. Thanks, guys.
Handful of stuff. Doesn't
Great
even
shot.
need to put it down. He's so close.
Little skipperoo. Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on to hole 3. Right after we see this awesome slow-mo. Thanks to
Whammo.
the guys over at Aces High Disc Golf.
That was a nice slow-mo. We're 2 for 2 on the nice slow-mos.
Here we are, hole 3, 302 feet. You play from a little downhill teeing area, up a hill, up onto the flat. You can see that the wind really plays a part once you get up there. Drop off behind and all to the right. And really anywhere but short left or pin high left, you're probably looking at a par. At best.
Yes. You do not want to go right.
This is a pretty common play here. If you have any sort of forehand, you're just going to kind of chunk it out there to the left, let that south wind pick it up, carry it right to the basket. Really all you have to do is play how wide you're going to take it.
That's pretty wide.
Oof.
Gets a really bad skip.
Gnarly skip. Luckily it stopped right there on the little knoll of the hill. He's probably 30, 35 feet. He's going to have kind of a weird wind, but...
Gavin throwing probably a Casey rock here.
See, I like the forehand on this hole, if at all possible, because you have to think about a lot less as far as angles, as far as speed, anything. You pretty much just throw it up there into the wind, let the wind do most of the work. Throwing that backhand, you have to think about, 2 different turns, and the wind plays a lot bigger role. As you see, Gavin's down here in the woods, looking at maybe, 30 feet, 40 feet?
What do you think he's listening to?
What do you think, Shania Twain? That's what it was last time I asked him.
I think last time I asked him, do you remember Chris Gaines? He's
I
Garth Brooks'
One of my
alter
favorites.
ego.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Yeah, he switched to punk rock there for a little bit. I think that might be the play for him here on hole 3.
You can see Coda's not listening to any of that garbage, and he's looking at about 32 feet. Pretty wide open. He's not as bad as I thought on the knoll of that hill.
Ooh,
Maybe he did have a little
branch in the way.
obstructed putt there, but that's all right.
Those invisible ones, he'll get you.
You can get away with that since he started 2 for 2. Usually you want to at least get 2 of the first 3, especially since the recent changes on the
100%.
course. They've extended a couple holes, starting with the next hole. But so you used to want to get a few of the first 5 or 6, but now if you can just get 1 or 2 of them, you're not looking too bad.
You're not wrong. And looks like Coda is still up by 1 going into hole 4.
Here we are, hole 4. the only par 4 on the course, 429 feet. Not the longest of par 4s, but if you look at the drone footage here, you'll see that it is indeed a par 4. You got to go through that big opening area and then find a way through the trees. You can either play it low right or high left where the drone went, and the basket's kind of sitting here perched on this little hill, some low limbs around it, and the ground is rock hard up there.
It's a tough green. It is a tough green. It's a tough shot off the
if you've
tee,
ever
too.
thrown a disc on a parking lot, on maybe an ice skating rink, you might have an idea of how hard that green is up there. So you see a lot of rollaways, you see a lot of long skips, even like putter layups that'll slide to 20, 25 feet with the limbs around it. That could easily be the difference in making a putt and missing a putt.
Shout out to Billy Engel for making this hole pretty stupid. As a lefty, I personally do not like this hole.
See, you see Coda was trying to bite off a little bit there. He had the long run up. He was trying to give it some height, let it fly. Caught that little limb, but he ended all right. He'll get a meter off that fence and still have some sort of shot.
Gavin probably throwing another destroyer.
Gavin's going to throw a lot of destroyers today. Gavin, I think, throws 4 discs or so. So his shot right there looked about as good as it could, and he's maybe 90 feet, 80, 90 feet with basically an unmakeable putt, unrunnable putt for anybody that's trying to win money. I mean, if you just have a lot of money and you're just looking to make a donation or something,
it's
you
Gavin
could run
Ossenkop.
it, but
it is Gavin.
Yeah, something tells me he's going to be laying that one up. Yeah, Hatfield, bottom of the hill.
This is where I usually am, right here. I hit this tree and fall right there. And
yeah, I'm usually a little closer to where Gavin is.
It's actually the play.
This isn't
for me,
about us.
because I have a nice hyzer, right? He's lining up the forehand. He's got the right idea. See, I actually showed Coda how to do that, right there.
And see, it just takes that little skip. I mean, that's not bad, though. It's settled, so he's probably looking 28, 32 feet, somewhere around there. Makeable putt. Gavin's looking really good right here. Anytime you can see the entire basket, chains, and everything on this hole, you're doing pretty good off the tee.
He's licking his chops. And see, it was a bid.
See,
it was a decent bid.
So that hit the ground, what, 20 feet below or in front of the basket?
And there is that branch
and now
right
he's,
there.
Yeah, 20 feet deep, and deep is not where you want to be with that big branch. You can tell that somebody cut that tree out and left that branch specifically for that reason. So, shouts to whoever did that.
I got a couple guesses.
Hatfield from probably just inside the circle, looks like.
And just
it's tough to putt on that hill. Tough to putt on the hill whenever your feet are, when your feet aren't the same height and you're standing on a weird angle. It's hard to get your center of gravity set up to be able to throw a good putt. There you see Gavin ducking under the limb. From where he's standing, that limb is pretty much directly in the middle of the chains. So, think he's going over or under?
I'm gonna say under.
That's a good call.
Now
Just
that
a
he's
little
on a
too
knee.
late, but a good call. No
Well.
problem for Gav. Easy birdie. Like I said, I mean, it's definitely a par 4. If you ever to this hole, you are getting several strokes on the field. It definitely feels like an eagle. But
Yes.
at the same time, if you get a 4 on this hole, you're feeling like you lost strokes to the field. So
Yeah.
it's kind of that weird tweener hole, but I think that's good for disc golf. Some drivable par 4s aren't a bad thing. That's what makes it exciting. You want to see some guys get eagles. You want to see some guys get a lot of birdies. If you want to see somebody shoot 1 under and win the tournament, the Masters is every April. Maybe, Pebble Beach. I don't know.
Well, look, back at it.
There we go.
Tied up after
it up.
4.
On the
Going
hole
into
5. 426 feet. You got this OB fence all down the right side. It's kind of a weird hole. You want to play it straight, but you want it to flip up right about where the drone's at, and hopefully just kind of punch forward and not take a huge skip. If you get a little skip, you'll hit that telephone pole that's laid down. Kind of end up. I mean, best case scenario, you're looking at probably 20-footer or so. There's actually a video online of maybe maybe from like the 2006, 2009 era, somewhere in there, of Hatfield actually throwing a spike hyzer over the right of those trees right there and acing this hole.
What do you think that disc was right there?
I'm going to say that was Flippy Destroyer.
Oh, boy, you probably were right.
Yeah, like I said, he throws about 4 discs. But that just kind of gives you a little insight on how long Coda's been around and how long he's been pretty much dominating Oklahoma disc golf. And Gavin is 21 now, so he was, probably in 2nd or 3rd grade when Coda was acing this hole in front of a huge gallery at a big tournament. So
That hyzer line is not there anymore.
no, you can definitely see that the course has grown up a little bit.
He lined up a
Gavin
roller?
definitely left some to be desired on his shot there.
Oh, he is.
Hatfield going with the cut roller. I think I've seen him throw this shot every time we play this hole.
Oh,
and
that's
it plays
beautiful.
perfect for these telephone poles.
Funnels
See?
it right in there.
If that roller stands up 10 feet sooner, he bounces off that telephone pole and he's inside that tree probably. He's probably inside 10 feet. But still, he's looking at, 30 feet?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Gavin's
Maybe a little
looking,
obstructed, but not bad.
Gavin's looking just to par this one, get out of here.
I definitely think the roller is probably the aggressive play. If you're trying to get a birdie on this hole, I think that is the best way to do it. Just because it has those funnels laid down, basically.
Is that what you throw?
That is not what I throw. Because
So-
I'm not trying to get birdies. I'm just trying not to bogey. But again, this is not about us. This is about these guys. And that's why Coda is 28 feet, and I'm usually about 68 feet.
Correct. Great putt.
Up and in, no problem. That's a great start. If you can get 3 2s, like I said, with the extended hole 4, hole 4 used to be pretty much a gimme. But with the extended hole 4, if you can be 3 under par on what we call Ironman, playing everything, par 3s. That's pretty solid.
They're just going back and forth here. Get a
Yeah,
nice little slow-mo of the putt here.
Gavin sitting at 2 under, that's still pretty solid. I think the last tournament that I played out here, maybe a 51 or so, was 1,000 rated. So
Back and forth.
if you're sitting 2 and 3 under after 5 holes, you're looking pretty good. Hole 6, this is probably my favorite hole on the course. It's 394 feet. It goes up and over this little ridge right here. The tee pad area is really cool. You kind of have to throw under this branch. And then all you got to do is beat that one cedar tree out in the fairway. And then, once again, the hard pan dirt right here on the green. If you hit anywhere inside of 20, 30 feet, you're going to skip to 20, 30 feet the other way.
Yeah, this is a good hole. I actually know Gavin has aced this hole before, and then I've actually watched him chain out of it another time. And it's pretty impressive. They're probably going to take similar shots here, just in a nice little flex around that small cedar to the basket.
Coda throwing the Discraft Onyx.
Is that what that is?
That is what that is. We have Mystery Blue Disc written
Yeah.
down on our notes, but now we know
Notes say
it's
blue
a Discraft
disc.
Onyx.
They're not wrong. It is blue. But
Gavin Flippy Destroyer again?
probably a destroyer, yeah. And see, he just saws that one off a little bit.
Yeah, not enough
Look
not
at
enough
that
flip
kick,
right
though.
there, but luckily those woods are about as thick as woods can get, so it's actually pretty tough for a disc to even get in there.
Did you see him? He did not look very happy.
That's okay. He's 2 under through 5, and Coda's 3 under through 5, so I think they're both doing pretty good. Coda under the one little bunker tree in the middle of the fairway. You can see the bugs, the big cloud of bugs off to his right there. It's a hot summer day. This is, a Tuesday afternoon? And they probably
yeah.
have, 40, 50, 60 people following them, so it's pretty cool to see the local interest in these guys coming out. Everybody wants to come out, see some good shots, try to support their
Yeah,
local
man.
guys.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was actually at this one. I didn't go to the second round of Delisi, but there was a lot of people I was actually very surprised that showed up to Griffin. It was a good support system they had going on.
Yeah, that's something we'll go over a little bit later too, about the kind of the format for this challenge. They're actually going to play another round after this, and it's going to be a combined score thing
Right, you are.
between those two events to see who wins the $100 bet and the bragging rights until the next time. Hatfield put it right about that same distance he's been the last couple holes, probably 30, 32, 35 feet, putting for par.
Oh!
Gavin with a good run from 70, 75.
Just right off
right
the
on
rim
the edge
of
of the
it.
woods. That would have been a good way to capitalize on that good break he got off the tee pad. But that's all right. He's sitting with an easy par. And now the pressure's over to Hatfield to make this long one for par to keep up.
Comebacker. That's kind of a long one.
Something you'll notice about Hatfield, too, he puts just as good straddle as he does
Great
with a regular stance, just like that.
That was a tough putt.
He would have no way of knowing that was a different stance than his regular putt, just because how smooth and effortless he makes it look.
He puts a lot of spin on his frisbees.
He does, and Gavin moves his hand extremely fast, but the frisbee doesn't spin at all.
Yeah, I think I saw that spin one time right there.
I could read the stamp, so I don't think so.
What disc is he throwing?
That's P2.
I read it also.
Discmania P2.
I think I read his phone number on the bottom. All right, so after 6, looks like Coda's still in the lead by 1. It's a battle, my guy. It's
all right, hole 7, 403 foot par 3. The name of this game is
Righty Heiser.
Okie Heiser. You just throw it up there. Like I said, this is playing from the north to the south, so usually it's playing into the wind. So really all you have to think about is what stability of disc you're going to throw and how high you're going to throw it.
Yeah, just judge the speed of it.
Other than that, you just pretty much throw it out there straight as hard as you can just about and let it kind of dump off to the left and land somewhere. The basket's on a tiny little hill, but nothing crazy. I mean, you might see 1 out of 20 take a little roll, but nothing bad.
That grass is pretty flush. Shout out to Steve King for all the work he does in Norman.
Hatfield looked like it held a little straight on him. Yeah. See, you could probably see that one land off the tee pad, and pretty much all you're wanting to do is not see it land off the tee pad. If you don't see it land, you know you made it far enough left to get over that little creek and kind of have a little
80.
Jumper. But yeah, he's probably maybe 70 or so, looking
70,
a little uphill, maybe with a weird wind. But
Gav was
see
just
what
going
Gav
to
does.
chunk that one up there. That's probably a destroyer.
Destroyer shot. Looks like
yep.
he did almost the same thing.
Ooh,
See,
he
that
went
one
long.
just carried a little too far on him. Like you said, it's hard to find that right stability on this hole because it's usually into the headwind, and if you just choose just one disc too understable, then that's exactly what happens every time.
Right.
So it looks like Hatfield's out here. Like I said, he's just on this side of the creek, looking at probably 70, 75. Yeah. Uphill, it's going to play more probably 90-ish. He's going to have to really get this one up in the air to even give it a chance.
He's going to have to put something on this one. Ooh.
It was really definitely high enough.
Just a little left.
Yep, another foot to the right. And
I mean,
he's running it in there.
And
he knows. You can tell he's feeling like, man, I thought I made that one. So you can tell he's definitely feeling the putter. And Gavin's known as one of the better putters in the area. So
yeah, he did get close on that last one too.
This ought to be a pretty exciting
little
watch,
low ceiling.
I think.
Just low of it.
Yeah, there's a low ceiling.
Yeah, it's an awkward putt.
Tough to give it the height that it needs right there. Both just gonna have a quick little cleanup here.
Is that the Luna? I'm looking at it. It says he switched to a Challenger. Our notes say that he switched to a Challenger OS, which is an overstable Challenger.
Go ahead and chalk that up as
maybe he wasn't feeling the Lunas.
one paycheck deduction for Fowble for giving me the wrong disc on the very first hole. So it's cool. I'll just have him sign it over to me. It's fine.
Who wrote this again? Can I give him a shout out? Who wrote this again? Oh, Tyler Maddox. Thanks for the false information, Tyler. Me and Bo really appreciate it.
All right, hole 8, 375 feet. You're gonna throw it right towards that little anthill right there. Basically, you're gonna usually be playing in the tailwind. You just throw a flat to hyzer shot up towards the anthill and hope you get a good skip. This hole definitely plays further than it feels, 375 feet. The last, 4 holes have all been right around that 400-foot range, and it feels like you have to throw this hole significantly harder.
It's just another righty hyzer. I mean, and he plays it beautiful.
That is pimped.
Yeah, that's
about
textbook.
as good as you can ask for. But coming from a guy that just parked a 460-foot hole inside of 3 feet,
this might be a road runner.
It's kind of what you'd expect. I think that's still a destroyer.
It might be a destroyer. Okay, yeah.
Yep, I think that's still a
destroyer.
destroyer.
And it's another textbook.
I think that's actually closer. That's pretty impressive. Those are some good shots. You don't see that happen very often. I mean, even on even on an all-pro card, if you have 4 or 5 players, you're lucky to see maybe 2 birdies or so on this hole. It looks fairly simple, but like I said, something about, I don't know if it's the elevation or the wind or coming out of the woods into the open, what it is.
I mean, they both are beautiful. They're some beautiful shots.
You can tell they're both just out there having fun. Like I said, it's kind of a grudge match in quotation marks. These guys don't really have any beef between each other. It just started as some good old Facebook trolling between each other, and
Yeah.
here they are playing for $100.
That was actually false. Gavin is 3 down, and Coda is 4 down now.
Hole 9, 346 feet. You come out of that little tunnel right there, and then after about probably 250 feet or so of the fairway starts to drop down. All you have to do is beat the ceiling of that last big tree. You'll see the guys probably throw mid-ranges. If it's real windy, you're throwing north to south again, so usually into the wind this time of year.
Look at that guy.
So you might see them throw a fairway driver if the wind's up, but usually it's just probably an 80% mid-range shot. Like I said, all you got to do is beat the ceiling for that one tree, and you're there, you're in the circle.
Kevin really putting the test on that bench on the tree there. He's really trusting that one. That's Kevo.
Hatfield looks like he's going fairway driver, something overstable.
It's something super
Wow.
overstable. I saw this out of his hand, and he didn't turn
You'll see
it
that
over.
play a lot. If you don't throw the little mid-range, just dead straight shot like I was talking about, you'll see guys throw like a downhill kind of force flex, and you'll go around the right side of that tree.
I believe this is a T-bird.
That's definitely a T-bird. Gavin has a blue T-bird and a
That-
blue Roadrunner. The
that
only way you
play-
can tell them apart is by how they fly. But obviously that's T-bird, so the wind might be up a little bit since Hatfield went so overstable. Gavin went T-bird because I know 90% of the time Gavin's just throwing a rock
Yeah.
and just gliding it up there. So there might be a little bit of wind out there in play, but doesn't look too bad. Trees aren't dumping limbs on him or anything every few seconds.
Coda's got a tough putt here. He's got that little dead limb sticking out right in his way, it looked like.
Looks like he's got a line around the right. Little hyzer putt. Luckily, he didn't go too far in the junk. Maybe it wasn't as open as I thought. But that's all right. Now he's sitting probably 19 feet or so, looking at a pretty routine par. I'm sure he wishes that he would have given that one a little better run,
Yeah.
but that's all right. He's 4 under on the front 9. That's a pretty solid score.
Gavin gives it a run, just
Gav
comes
got
up
lucky
short.
to even have that little gap right there. I didn't know he was that far right. It looked
Heck,
like he
yeah.
ended on the left side of that stuff, but he was all the way on the other side on the next fairway. So
You can hardly see that little hot pink over there. He was so...
he was lucky to even have a look. So something tells me that we'll see a couple pars here, and then we'll move on to the back 9.
15-footer. Disc
What do you
graph.
think, Nick? You think front
Cash.
9 or back 9 is where you want to get your most of your birdies?
Most of my birdies come from the back 9 because the front 9 is not very lefty friendly, so it's going to
Okay.
be different for
Well,
me.
obviously, I wasn't talking about you specifically, more in
Well,
general.
you said you.
In general,
You said
the front
you.
9 is where you want to get most of your birdies. The back 9, you see a lot more OB, a little bit longer holes, and it all plays kind of on the windier part of the course. You have a couple more wooded holes as well, but once it does open up there towards the end of the course, it definitely gets a little breezier. Here you see a
Uh-oh.
here you see a little 360 chicken wing or so.
Oh, that
You
was
can
the front
see
9.
You can see all the locals out here, yep. Just enjoying it, taking it in. They're ready to move on to the back 9. Catch us on Aces High Disc Golf for the rest of this round and then the following round.